Little girls and Native Americans. I grew up in a haunted house. I know that sounds cliche. Everyone in the history of the internet grew up in a haunted house. But my story is true. It's not the scariest. And I'm not going to tell you about some unrealistic demonic possession. I'm just going to tell you about my experiences. I'll start with a little background information. The house I grew up in was built in 1910. Before the house, there was a cabin that sat on the property. No one seems to know how old it was or who lived there, but the foundation of the fireplace is still standing in the front yard to this day. Before that, it seems Native Americans lived on the land, as we have found many artifacts, such as arrowheads, tomahawks, and bone-handled tools, all of which seem to have remnants of paint on them. To give you an idea of how old-fashioned the property is, there is still an outhouse and a curing shed for meat on the property. Pretty cool stuff. I digress. My dad's family moved into the house in 1967. My aunts lived in the bedrooms upstairs. They have told me countless stories of seeing apparitions out the corner of their eyes, lights going on and off, and noises. One of my aunts told me once of a disembodied hand reaching for her, but being the jumpy type, she didn't stay around to investigate. There has been one constant noise throughout the years, which can still be heard today. It comes from the upstairs, and it sounds like bouncy ball being dropped and allowed to roll without interference. That thump, 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 thump sound. You know what I'm talking about. I've heard it myself on multiple occasions, and my dad says he remembers it all throughout his life. My grandma always told a story about how a bad-behaved little girl was locked up their way back in the olden days, and was only allowed to come down to eat and use the bathroom. The only toy she was given was a bouncy ball, and you can still hear her playing with it. My grandma was full of it, but I believed it when